8 years of RERA and 8 burning questions. RERA, Real Estate Regulation and Development Act. It has been the biggest reform in the business of Indian real estate. RERA has given confidence to the home buyers. RERA has empowered home buyers. RERA has improved transparency, accountability, and consumer protection. RERA makes developers accountable by enforcing compliance with strict project timelines and financial management. Now wait. Before you blame me for these half-truths and plain lies, let me make it clear that these are not my words. These are some of the media headlines about RERA. RERA, Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016, that was implemented in May 2017, was said to be the biggest reform of arguably India's most opaque and corrupt business of real estate. Unfortunately, RERA could not ensure an honest ecosystem in the business. Even the efforts were half-hearted and questionable. Forget honesty and transparency. RERA could not even ensure a better home buying experience for an average Indian home buyer. I am Ravi Sinha, and on the eve of 8 years of RERA being put into place, I just have a simple question. Has the home buying experience of an average Indian changed? A survey by Track to Realty early this year reveals the CSAT score, consumer satisfaction score of Indian home buyers, is as low as 18.5. If RERA has brought discipline among the erring developers, why the CSAT score of Indian home buyers is so low even after 8 long years? I believe it's time for some serious questions. Last year, on completion of 7 years, I had asked 7 questions with RERA that are still unanswered. On the eve of 8 years, let's ask 8 burning questions. As a matter of fact, 8 additional questions that define RERA and Indian real estate at large. Question number 1. Is RERA registered project a stamp of authenticity and trust? RERA statistics of cases resolved vis-a-vis the ground realities of average home buyers are in sharp contrast. The home buyers are not confident with RERA because RERA has not changed the home buying experience of the average buyers. What an average home buyer is looking up to RERA is an assurance, where RERA registration number means a due diligence platform. If an average home buyer even today is being blamed for not doing his own due diligence, then it's quite obvious that one would question the very existence of RERA. For an average buyer, the government agencies that sanction the projects and the banks that finance the project failed to act as the custodian of due diligence. That is why RERA came into existence. At least one thought so. But RERA registered projects are today neither guarantee of timely delivery with promised amenities nor assurance against cheating. RERA registered project means as much today as the advertised membership with CREDAI. It's a CREDAI member project. Second question, has RERA moved beyond legacy issues to raise professional standards? Dealing with the legacy issues of stalled housing projects has been the perfect alibi of RERA in the initial few years of its inception. But now, after 8 years of its existence, a common man, a common home buyer has lost his patience. One has every right to know whether they have moved beyond the legacy issues, whether they have moved ahead in all these years. If not, how long will it take them to ensure an aggrieved buyer that they do mean serious business. From the home buyer's standpoint, if he has to finally get justice from the Supreme Court or NCDRC, then what is the role of RERA in cases of legacy issues? Forget justice. RERA has not been able to amicably settle the issues of legacy projects with the kind of solutions that was expected and that could have set as a precedent. Question number 3. Are post-RERA launched projects any better? The advocates of RERA would like you to believe that RERA trust deficit is a result of legacy projects that has been stalled for years. They would also like you to believe that post-RERA there is a lot of discipline in the business and developers are more accountable. Most of the pending complaints are of pre-RERA days. This may appear to be a legitimate explanation, but only for those who have not been dealing with the builders in the post-RERA days. Project delays, defaults are rampant, even with the projects launched after RERA. Even if one discounts the challenges before RERA in dealing with the stalled housing projects, ground realities have not changed with the launch projects post RERA. Of course, the only thing that has changed is the builder's smartness in dodging the bullet. Nowadays, the deadline of project delivery is no less than 8 to 10 years in RERA filing. But buyers are verbally told this is RERA formality and you will get delivery in 3 years only. Question number 4. Is RERA only a compliance filing agency? RERA for all practical purposes is just a compliance filing window, but non-compliance galore, and RERA seems to be ill-equipped to deal with it. RERA does not have any monitoring at the ground level. Non-RERA registered projects with more than 500 square meter and in size and more than 8 in number are openly advertised on billboards across the cities, even with registered projects. Why can't RERA ask a builder, why do you need 8 to 10 long years to complete a housing project that is just 4 to 5 acres? But no, RERA in many cases have rather awarded the timeline extension as well. MPR, monthly progress report, and QPR, quarterly progress report, is just formality and never questioned unless the project goes out of the hands of the builders. When it goes out of the hands of builders' execution capabilities, buyers are nowhere. Any builder can recklessly launch any risky project with 1090 scheme or 2080 scheme where the buyers are lured. RERA only monitors, if at all, the escrow account and does not summon the builder in such cases to question the project's financial closure. Question number 5. Has RERA checked builders' abuse of dominant position? RERA was expected to check the builders' high-handedness and abuse of dominant position so that from the only few cases reach to the higher courts and poor home buyers are saved from harassment of lengthy and costly litigation. RERA has failed to put an end to trauma of trial for the average home buyers. Builders continue to define law as per their own convenience. Builder-buyer agreements are still unfair and arbitrary, and the copy of BBA is shown to the builder only after having made the upfront payment of 10%. If you question or challenge, your deposit is forfeited. Even for the layout and FAR change, builders force the buyers to sign the pre-dated consent letter in advance on dotted lines at the time of signing the builder-buyer agreement. Projects are openly advertised to sell and on super built up area. Only exception being that nowadays builders print the carpet area as well. Question number 6. Is RERA ill-equipped, legally untrained, or just directionless? An RTI asking whether there has been any legal training of RERA members who are mostly ex-bureaucrats and don't come from the legal background. Reply has been that there is no such information available. It is hence no surprise that there is no consistency in RERA orders by its different members. For example, RERA Act empowers the adjudicating officers to take suo motu cognizance, but in reality, some RERA members have claimed their hands are tied till they get a formal complaint and they can't take suo motu cognizance. Builders continue to divert funds from escrow accounts. With misrepresentation of facts, builders play with RERA and RERA ignores the project status in release of funds. In a bizarre case, Karnataka RERA registry itself decided the maintainability of the case and dismissed it. Karnataka High Court had taken a strong objection to this and clarified that RERA registry cannot decide the maintainability of the case. Question number 7. Has RERA been able to change its own perception of helping the builders? Why is RERA so lenient with builders that it violates the Act itself? As per RERA Act, a buyer is entitled to get refund even if the project has been delayed by a month. But in practice, forget refund. RERA has in some of the cases denied even due penalties, or at max have given only MCLR plus 1% and not the same penalty that builder charges in cases of late payment. The affected home buyers are hence questioning delay penalty and refund is often denied in the name of project viability. Why so? Builders' request for project extension is easily granted even when there is no rational or valid explanation why it has been so, and heavy penalty is not imposed for being reckless with the project timelines and public money. Question number 8. Who is happy with RERA as a real estate regulator? The home buyers obviously are unhappy with the additional window of litigation. They are also unhappy with the fact that RERA orders are not executed. Higher courts have time and again pointed out poor judgment of RERA. The Supreme Court has gone to the extent of asking whether RERA is the rehabilitation center for the ex-bureaucrats. So is the unhappiness of Supreme Court with the functioning of RERA. Whose interests are being served with RERA? In the end, all that can be said in defense of RERA is that it's a quasi-judicial body that absorbs pressures from all: political establishment, builders, and home buyers. The regulatory body members often wish they could have more powers. The question is, have they exercised the power given to them? They have failed to exercise the powers given to them and they think they are not powerful enough to act. I just rest my case. Thanks for watching. Hi. Thank you all for subscribing our channel and posting your comments. I appreciate. Trust me, I take time to read all the comments and I take your comments, feedback and queries with due professional seriousness. I would continue to make video on the topics and questions raised in the comments section as I aspire to make this platform dialogue driven. May I request you all to subscribe this channel and keep posting your comments. Our mail ID is given in the description, and you are also free to ask question through your short and crisp video. I will try my best to take your video queries and reply it in the subsequent video. Let's make this channel unique and dialogue driven. Thank you.